Hello and welcome to ENN On Air, our digital news show giving you the stories of today. I'm Kaylee Satani.
And I'm Michael Wolf. Thank you for joining us.
Today is Election Day, and as the polls close in just a few hours, Elon News Network will be covering the races in the town of Elon and city of Burlington. The two candidates campaigning for two open seats on the Board of Aldermen are the university staff member Stephanie Borland and Elon Community Church senior pastor Randy Orwig. Elon News Network sat down with both of them to discuss.
But I know one of those is, and I know that you've talked about this a lot as well, has been kind of revitalizing the downtown area. And so what do you both really want to do for that during your time on the board?
Well, I think supporting the local businesses that are already here is the most important thing. I mean, we try, and I know that we eat lunch right downtown. We get our coffee here, so that's an important part of it. But also making sure that anything that grows is in a good strategic way of growing, because this town has remained Elon and special because of the way that it has grown along with the university. So I think that's an important part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the vision of the town is that we want to be a unique place, and we want to help create that. But again, back to one of those issues was the non-discrimination ordinance that we were able to consider prior to our being there. And that was one of those things that really brought out student participation. The Student Council, Student Government Association have voted, wanted it to go through, and it didn't. So my hope is we can revisit that when we come on board. Because I think we want to make sure that even though we consider Elon a safe place, we want it to be safe for everybody. And we want people to feel that sense of safety, especially our students.
Neither Borland nor Orwig have held government offices in the town of Elon before, and the two did not know each other directly before the alderman election.
A new mayor will be elected for the town of Elon tonight. Current Alderwoman Emily Sharp and Elon resident Michael Woods are both campaigning for the position. We spoke with them both about their campaigning platforms, working with the university, and how the election season is going.
How does the university factor into your goals as a potential mayor? Michael?
I'm from Durham, North Carolina, and the city of Durham has always just been there for those children. And I want this Elon to do the same, to embrace the children and let them experience college life in a wonderful city like Elon.
Emily?
Yeah, and for me, you know, people always ask me the question, being on the Board of Aldermen, you know, they ask questions about, you know, what's the town's greatest asset and what's the greatest barrier? And my response is Elon University, because there's certainly such a tremendous asset in terms of the economic value, the educational value. You know, they bring so much, and I love it when the students are here. They engage with us. They come to our community cleanups, which there's one this Saturday. And, you know, just participate with the town. But also, you know, Elon University has 656 acres in our town that are untaxed. And so that means, again, that we're providing a lot of services without the funding that's necessarily needed. So really developing the relationship that we already have. COVID has really improved that relationship, and just continuing down that same road of, you know, developing that relationship, finding the things that we can all mutually benefit from, and working toward those.
Full interviews with all the Elon candidates are available on our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Elon News Network is also providing the latest updates and coverage on the Burlington mayoral and city council races. Last month's primary election determined that the incumbent Ian Baltudis and City Councilman Jim Butler would be the two candidates moving on in the Burlington mayoral race. The primary also decided the top four candidates moving on for Burlington City Council. Ronnie Wall, Dejuana Bigelow, Harold Owen, and Bob Bird are the four candidates running for two open seats on the City Council.
According to a new report, 74% of Elon students cast a ballot in the 2020 election, well above the national average of 66% and a 25 percentage point increase over 2016. The data was recently released by the Institute of Democracy in Higher Education at Tufts University. The level is 8 percentage points higher than the national average for college students and a remarkable 25.2 percentage point increase over Elon's voting rate during the 2016 elections. Director of the Kernodle Center, Bob Frigo, says this rate was made possible thanks to a collaborative partnership between Elon and the Alamance County Board of Elections.
Homecoming is usually a time of tradition and old memories, but this year's festivities are bringing back a new class of graduates and new relationships. Our Alice Chandler has more.
For 2021 graduate Allie Reardon, returning to campus feels like it should only be a semester away.
I was kind of in the mindset that I'd be coming back to Elon like in the winter for next semester, but I'm slowly starting to get used to it.
Reardon works in New York City and is attending homecoming with other alumni who live there. And they even booked the same flight.
I think it's going to be weird, especially because obviously my last year here was very different than normal, and now hopefully it's a little bit more what I'm used to.
For other Elon alumni, this year's homecoming won't be their first. Michelle Adams and Michael Muniz graduated in 1993. The two were friends during their time at Elon, but lost touch after graduation. The two rekindled their friendship 2 years ago at homecoming.
And so that's what kind of got the dialogue started with us at the time in 2019. And so that was the first time I had seen him since college in 1993.
This year, they're attending as a couple.
So
I did keep tabs on her. I did stalk her quite a bit. It took me a long time to get here.
Well, I was living in Texas
That's
for
right,
almost 8
that's right.
years. So we were,
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of, quite a few states and a lot of miles between us too during that time.
The couple say they're excited to see friends in person that they stay in touch with.
You know, when you get to Elon and you get around people and, you know, a lot of those memories come back and, you know, it's just nice to be able to come back and kind of see how how we all grew up.
Muniz says he appreciates homecoming more when he doesn't attend every year. Alice Chandler, Elon Local News.
Returning alumni should register by 11:59 p.m. tomorrow if they plan on attending this week's festivities.
James Madison University is expected to leave the Colonial Athletic Association after the 2022 season next year. The move was unanimously approved by JMU's Board of Directors, by JMU's Board of Visitors, and if approved by the state, it will join the Sun Belt Conference with schools like Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina. Elon football head coach Tony Trisciani says he's disappointed to potentially lose one of Elon's biggest rivals from the conference.
When I walked out of Bridgeforth Stadium in the locker room on Saturday, I kind of peeked into the stadium and looked around and said, I might not be back here for a while.
James Madison will present its final plan for approval to the state of Virginia on Friday.
And that's all the news we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. And for all the news you need to know when we're not on air and our live blog of election results tonight, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, and follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great week, Elon.